Hi there, and welcome back to the Lisa Nichols Show. Oh my God, I just love the conversations we have here. We have conversations about what the tools we need, the awareness we need, the insight, the grace, the compassion that we need in order to live the life that we all say we want. You know, one thing I'm clear about is the life we want is not out of our reach. It's just a matter of learning some new techniques and skills. I love reading your comments. I love seeing your engagement in every episode, hearing your feedback where a conversation, a comment, an awareness touched your heart, touched your soul, or gave you a tool you needed, or just let you know that you weren't by yourself. I love it. Keep your comments coming. Keep letting me know what worked for you. Keep letting me know what you needed to hear. Keep asking me to have different conversations. This is your tribe. You're driving these conversations. When you say, Lisa, help me with this. Lisa, I want to know about this. I go back, I look at my life, I look at the evidence I have in that area, the growth, the breakdown, and then I turn around and serve that up to you. In this episode, we're talking about a topic that I've had way too much experience in. You know how sometimes you can have experience in something and you don't really want experience in it? Well, this is one of those topics. One of our phenomenal tribe members asked the question, Lisa, how do you mend a broken or damaged business relationship? It's like when I read it, my head spun around because I felt like every single broken relationship in business that I've ever had came right up to the forefront in my heart. And what's really real is that a relationship is a relationship, business or personal. Of course, they have a different context. But when they're broken and when they are damaged and there's still pain doesn't have a reference point. Pain just feels like pain. Betrayal feels like betrayal. Hurt feels like hurt. And so, number one, remember that we don't just do business with business, we do business with people. And so, how do we mend broken business relationships? Number one, we need to identify where the breakdown was, which is it's really sticky because people don't want to identify where the breakdown was on their part. So, I'm going to say, pull up your big girl pants, pull up your big boy pants, and identify where was the breakdown on your part. And so many times when I felt betrayed and I felt hurt and I felt taken advantage of, I couldn't see any breakdown on my part. Of course, it's very hard to see the breakdown on your part. But when I looked at it deeper, I realized the breakdown oftentimes was in my lack of clarity. It was in my lack of clearly explaining what I expected, what I needed in this business relationship. Oh, by the way, it happens in personal ones as well. But for the sake of this conversation, I realized that I spoke to the big points, but I didn't speak to the small points in between. And it was in the small points in between that the perception was different on the other side. I always say the big points are the bricks. If you're building a home together with a business partner, the big points are the bricks. Boom, boom, boom. Those are the bricks. But the small points, how you're going to get it done, when you'll get it done by, the energy, that's the cement between the bricks. I would stack bricks on top of each other. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how it's going to happen. Here are the people it's going to touch. But I didn't put the cement in between to say, I need you, if the date's going to change, I need you to call me and communicate that. I need you to identify and let me know how you want to be paid. I need you to let me know if your payment to me is going to be late. I'd like 10 days notice. Like all the small things that I realized always felt a little uncomfortable to me because I was so excited about the idea. I didn't want the details to bog us down. Details. I don't believe the devil's in the details. I don't know who started that horrible statement. I believe the grace and the ease for the relationship are in the details. I often felt uncomfortable getting into a contract with a business partner because then I felt they would think I didn't trust them. And what I've learned, and I want to invite you to say this if you're doing any business with anyone in the future, it's important and imperative that we have a clear contract, because what doesn't live in black and white lives in gray. And every broken relationship, every lawsuit that I've ever heard of came from what was in the gray, not in the black and white. So how do you mend a broken or damaged business relationship? Number one, take ownership of the part that you played in the breakdown. Oh my God. I call it falling on the sword. I fell on so many swords. Own your part. And then ask for what you want. That's number two. Ask for what you need in the future. Number three, what's required to regain trust on both sides? So I'll ask, if I know that the part that I did was huge, I'll say, what do you need from me to trust this relationship again? Like I said, you can use this in personal as well. What do you need from me to trust this relationship again? And if you didn't break the trust, you didn't initiate the damage, then you get to say, what I need from you to regain trust in this relationship is. It goes either direction, but you get to initiate it either way. And then I always put checkpoints in place. I don't ever anymore start from the beginning and get to the end without several milestone checkpoints now. So if we're running a marathon called Doing a Book Together, then I'll do seven or eight milestones in between so that we can course correct sooner, quicker, faster, so that the breakdowns are not as big. And then we agree on the milestones. We agree on the checkpoints. And then lastly, how to mend a broken or damaged business relationship. We discuss how we part ways as we're initiating the relationship again. We say, if it doesn't work for us, we give each other 30 days notice. If it doesn't work for us, we give each other 10 days notice. If it doesn't work for us, we get to have courageous conversations and we get to end the relationship and we both eat our losses. Whatever way it needs to part to feel good for both of you, I discuss that at the beginning of the mended conversation. I know it sounds hard, but if you're playing adult, play adult. Let's adult. Let's be willing to have courageous conversations for the sake of the relationship. The last thing I'll say, and this, I think this was the smartest thing I ever did. I brought in someone in several conversations, business conversations that really mattered to me, but they were broken and they were damaged. I brought in a third party. I brought in a third party who was very neutral, who served as our coach. So someone who understands the art of communication and the art of relationship management, I brought him in. Now, I'm the coach. I coach coaches. I coach all the time. And the person I was doing business with, they also are in the coaching industry. And we brought in a coach because we're smart enough to know that when we need someone to hold the space for the relationship that's not a part of the experience, we do. It doesn't mean I'm not a good coach. It doesn't mean I'm not a good business person. It actually has been one of the most responsible things I've ever done, is to hire a coach to help me have hard conversations. And they sit there and they make sure that I don't get out of balance. They make sure they don't get out of balance. They center us again. And so that's just been a gift to me. I've had a coach in my life around these kind of conversations for probably about 9 years now. And the last 9 years have been the most effective years in my business. So let's go build and rebuild great relationships. Remember, this show is not just a monologue, it's a dialogue. I'd love to hear from you. What was the aha from this particular episode? Are there relationships that you've wanted to mend, but you didn't know how? Did you get a BOL? I can do it that way. Communication is one of the hardest areas, I think, in life to master. And broken relationships are some of the hardest situations to get through. So please comment below and let me know how this served you. Now, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. What are you waiting on? And then always look out for more awesome content, because it comes from you and me. We're in this together. After all, this is your home. and we are your tribe. And I'm your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And when I say that I believe in you and I love you, it's because I do. If you've heard this before and you're like, she keeps saying that, I do, because I keep believing in you and I continue to love you. I'll see you soon.